Josh is late. Josh, you're late, dude. Josh is late. It's letting everybody know. Josh is late. What's up, bruh? We got dudes in here. Yeah, bruh. Oh, bruh. We're gonna start off with some old William. What's up, bruh? Willie. And here comes Boris. What is up, dudes? Yeah, bruh. Willie. Let's see what we got today. You want to do greenies? Yeah, bruh. Yeah, dude. Oh, get it, Willie? Boris. Look at Boris. Boris is like grabbing my hand. Willie. Yeah, bro. Boris. Dude, you're going crazy. Boris, look, it went that way. Boris, it's over there. Boris, it's over there. Yeah, bro. You got it. You got it, boy. Willie's in front of the camera. Boris. Oh, these dudes love them some treats. Ooh, somebody, they go get it, Will. Boris. Alright, y'all good. Willie, what's up, man? Willie's eating my fingers. That's a happy dude right there, dude. Everybody, look at that dude. Oh, bruh. Yeah. All right. Now, at the animals have been fed. The animals have been fed. Everything is right in the world. Yeah, bruh. Alright, so I got a kind of fun shit planned for tonight. For all you gear nerds out there, I got some fun stuff tonight. So we're gonna go through a couple of, I'm gonna show a couple of pedals. I'm gonna plug one of them in. Might plug the other one in, who knows. Let's take some questions real quick. Alright. Crispy Creatures says, not a question but a statement, Willie looks like Abath. Yes, he does. I think Abath got his look from Willie a long time ago, when Abath was trying to determine his demon face. He saw a picture of Willie somewhere, and that's how he kind of got his inspiration for his makeup. So yes, there's the resemblance is uncanny. Alright. Let's see, who's that? Unquiet Skull once. Unquiet Skull 1. That's a great question. It says, why do you think the Metal Zone has such a bad reputation? I think the Metal Zone pedal, the Boss HM, not the Boss HM2, the Boss MT2? Something. The Boss Metal Zone, not the Heavy Metal. Alright. The Boss Heavy Metal Zone, I think, has a bad reputation because it's very easy to get a crappy sound out of it. That's basically my explanation right there. Is that it's very easy to make that pedal sound bad. Very easy. It's very easy to scoop out all the mids and boost up that fucking weird, sizzly, high-end thing. It's real easy to fuck up that pedal. It's real easy to get a really good sound out of that pedal too. You just got to kind of mess with it. But that's why I think the Metal Zone has a bad reputation, because that parametric mid thing, it's real easy to get lost with that. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. Mr. William H. Cat has a question. Says, did Goatwhore have a MySpace? And I believe we did when MySpace was a thing. My prediction is that I think MySpace is going to make a comeback. But, Mr. William H. Cat, yes. If I remember correctly, Goatwhore did have a MySpace. Yes. Okay, PRKL666 has a question. It says, any experience with a Goatwhore tremolo? Yes. Those tremolos are great. For the price, those tremolos are fantastic. If you can't afford a Floyd Rose and you want to replace the tremolo that you currently have on your guitar, the Goatwhore stuff is a very, very good option. I would say they're almost better than the weird Shaler one, if you know what I'm talking about. But yes, the Goatwhore tremolos are fantastic. Yes, very, very good tremolos. Let's see. Alright, the Shan420 has a question. Says, how did you guys get to be on a video game soundtrack? We were on a couple of them, but you're referring to the Saints Row. The Saints Row video game, how we got involved with that is they contacted us and they wanted one of our songs to be in there, one of their video games. I think one of the guys that's involved with the video game was a fan, and he was trying to get a bunch of music that he liked on the video game. So he contacted us and we went through the process and our song was on the video game. That simple. Let's see. Alright, what is this? Raziel's tree? I'm pronouncing that right. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Raziel tree. The palm muting part in the Ritual Killer song Contius supposed to represent the sound of fucking or stabbing. Both. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Mitch Rife, that was a great question. It says, is there a better overdrive than the Ibanez Tube Screamer? And yes, there are several options that you can take to get whatever flavor overdrive you want. My personal favorite would be my signature Michael W. Klein Dybbuk. As you can see, this is the limited edition Celtic Frost version. It sounds exactly like the standard Dybbuk you could get from Michael W. Klein Audio, or MWK Audio. But we did a limited run of 3 of the Celtic Frost graphics, but it sounds exactly the same as my standard one. But this is a great option if you're looking for something better than a Tube Screamer, because you have the low, and essentially this would be like the tone knob, and this would be the volume, of course, like on a Tube Screamer. This is the gain, but we have this usurp knob that adds this little extra something that I am very fond of. But this is a great one. It was a great option if you're looking for something better than a Tube Screamer. We have another, if you stay tuned, I have another better option as well that I'm about to show in a minute. Yes. Michael W. Klein Audio Dybbuk. Go get one. Oh, let's see. They're starting to pile up already. Yeah, bro. So everybody's weekend going good? Alright, we're going to take a break from the questions for the time being. We're going to show off some fun stuff. Let's see if we can get into the alternate reality that is known as... what's going on? Yeah, bro. The alternate reality that is known as not mirror image. This one. So that's where I want to be. Everything feels normal now. Yeah, bro. Alright, so what we're going to do here today, we're going to play around with some fun shit. So what I have to show off is my good friend Bear Hampton at Bear Amps. Speaking of Tube Screamer alternates, is this new Tube Screamer variant. As you can see, Bear Amps, heavy as fuck. This is a new prototype that he's messing around with called the Green Hell. So essentially, what this is a takeoff of a Tube Screamer. But you have a lot more options, as you can see. What we have here is we have your regular volume. We have the gain, which is pretty cool the way he set the gain. What else? This would almost be like the tone knob, but not really. Then we have a bass knob, which you could sweep between two different areas of what kind of low end you want. And then we have this extra foot switch that kicks on, and it kicks in like a parametric EQ, so you could tune it even further if you'd like, maybe a solo thing or anything. Let's just play through it. How about that? How about I'll set you guys up, bro. Y'all chill for a minute, bro. We're gonna mess around real quick. All right, so we have the Green Hell. So let's see. Yes, there we go. We have the Green Hell in full effect right here. As you can see, well, let me see if I can get the controls a little bit better for you. Like I said, this is a prototype, so it might be not as beautiful as the final product, but it's the sound that really matters, not the... I'm sure he's dialing in the visual as well. What do we got? We got this depth knob, which is like a low end. So you turn it this way. When you have it set straight up, it's like flat. But when you turn it like you're turning it down, it's actually going into a different area of a boost to low end in a certain frequency. I forgot what frequency is. He has it written down. So it boosts that frequency, or you could turn it right here and it boosts a different frequency of that low end. So that's pretty sweet. Instead of having like two different knobs, he kind of added that. Of course, we have the volume, which if you're using a Tube Screamer, you should always have this on 10. This is the gain, which the way he set the gain, it's really low. Let me explain this to you. So when he set the gain, when you turn a Tube Screamer on, when this is on 0 on a normal Tube Screamer, it would be like that on a Tube Screamer, being that it was set to 0. Because that's one thing that I kind of mentioned to him when he was designing when we were discussing ideas. He reached out to me and was like, well, what do you think about this? And I was like, yes, that sounds like a great idea. And it's the same thing on the Dybbuk, where it's not a super high gain pickup, not a super high gain overdrive pedal. If you wanted to, you could crank it up, but you know, I don't like it to where when you turn the tube screamer on and it's on 0, it still distorts it. So, I hope that made sense. But yes, that's a drive knob. This thing, what is this? That is the mid-gain blend, and it's essentially, if you want a little bit more of them teeth in there, a little less of them teeth, but the thing was, you turn this up, it turns up gain as well. So it's a pretty neat thing that he did right here. And of course, this sweeps is like a parametric boost, so it's like it almost sweeps through the mids right here, but then you could turn it up of how much you want. I'll show you in a minute what it does. It's pretty crazy. But yes, maximum tweakability, new prototype from Bear Amps that's coming out called the Green Hell. This is a great pedal. I'm having lots of fun with it. But what do you say we play through this motherfucker? Yeah, bruh. Anybody down to hear some tunes, or y'all just want to chill? You want to hear what this thing sounds like? You know what? I am. I want to hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to grab my trusty SD1. Oh, and for reference, just so you guys know, I'm running through Amplitude 5, just through a JCM 800. You know. You know. Just a JCM 800. Alright, hold on. I'm blowing the computer. I'm blowing my interface up. The pickup's too loud. So yeah, just a normal ass JCM 800 kind of tone. So let's turn this fucker on and see what happens. You can already hear it. So you can hear the difference where it's like. So yeah, it already sounds great. So I'm going to start messing around with the low end knob. So when you turn this way, it adds more of a almost like a fuzz. But when you turn it to the other way, it goes into a different frequency. So now we're getting somewhere. Alright, so let's mess with the gain, shall we? It's not real noticeable, it's more of like a feel thing almost, kind of. Adds a little bit more teeth to it. Yeah, let's get it about right there. And then we have this mid, what is that? This mid gain thing. It's like, all right, I'll turn it down. Kind of cleans it up. Then you add some more. That adds a little bit more teeth as well, and a little bit more gain. So this foot switch, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. This foot switch right here turns on these two knobs. So and what you can do is when you turn it on, you can tune in the frequency you want to hear. So basically, this is the volume of the frequency, and this is the frequency knob. So then you can adjust how much of it you want. So straight up and down, it's flat. So this thing, when you have this flat, this will not do anything. Boy, you turn it up. Cut it back. So you can get that real shit, but I'm not into that kind of shit. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome pedal. Like I said, this is a prototype. I don't know when the real one is coming out. Not sure, but it's a pretty sweet pedal from Bear Amps. Bear Amps, good stuff. I want to thank Bear Hampton for sending this out to me for me to check out. Very cool pedal. Yeah. It's a very, very nice pedal. It sounds great. I mean, yeah, fun shit. So let's get back to our normal reality of here. So yeah, the Bear Amps. Yeah. The Bear Amps, Green Hell. Very cool pedal. Yeah. It's awesome. I like it. But like I said, this is the prototype right now. I don't know when the actual thing, fucking goddamn, when the production model is going to come out. Don't know. And just like to let you guys know that I am playing with my Iron Age, Sammy duet, signature pick. We still have some of these left if you want to go grab some. They're amazing. This is the super thick one. So I know they still have a couple of these left, and then we're discontinuing them, but go get them while you still can. They're fantastic picks. Very, very good stuff. Let's look at some questions real quick, and then we'll move on to other fun stuff. All right, Josh 5180 has a bunch of questions, so let's see what Josh got to ask. Josh says, will you set up a Teespring shop and sell cool design merch? Fat Dak shirt is a hit. As far as me setting up a Teespring shop, it's a possibility. You know, I know we definitely have to do a Black Metal Boris t-shirt to go along with the Black Metal Willie shirt. So, you never know what might happen. So keep your eyes peeled. So that's definitely a possibility. Josh also asks, what is my favorite Abuse and Infant Slug song? My favorite Abuse song. Oh man, it's been so long since I listened to Abuse. Well, it was one song that they used to play that was on the last recording they did. I forget the name of it, Josh. It's been so long since I heard that stuff. Shit, I can hear it in my head, but I don't remember the title. And the Infant Slug song, my favorite Infant Slug song would probably be oh man, probably Swan on the Black Sea. That's a good one, right? So yeah, thanks for the questions. Josh, thanks for some very good questions. Alright, Garrett Schnapp has a question. Says, what were your favorite Crowbar songs to play live? Oh man, some of my favorite Crowbar songs to play live? Ooh man, that's a hard question to answer. Man, the ones that I really used to have fun playing, which one was it? To Carry the Load. That's a really fun one to play live. What else? Oh, goodness gracious. Man, there's some deep questions, bro. Through the Ashes is a fun song to play live. I really liked playing some of the older stuff as well. Like Waiting in Silence was a great song to play live that I really had a lot of fun with. We used to, at one point, we did Vacuum at one point in time off of the first Crowbar record, and that song was fucking sweet to play live. Not only was it like heavy as fuck, but it was a fun song to play. So those are just a couple of them, you know. They're just off the top of my head. Alright, let's see. Johnny Mac LSU says, do you think Jordan would jump into the stream and talk about artwork and Ritual Killer? No, I tried to get him on here. I'm going to try again. But yes, I've tried to get Jordan on the live stream several times and just talk about anything and everything. Just talk about Ritual Killer, just talk about his tattooing, talk about his artwork that he's done. I'm trying to talk him into it. What y'all should do if y'all really want him to do that is just go onto his Instagram and send him DMs and tell him that you want to see him on my live stream. So that way he will have no choice but you know, just bug him, dude. That's all I could say. He doesn't want to do it when I asked. Alright. Sam X Mob has a question. And Sam asks, what was your very first tattoo? Can we see it? Yes, I'll be glad to show you my first tattoo. And it's still probably one of my favorites, to believe it or not. But it is this skull right here with the horns. This is where it all started. This thing. And yeah, a long, long time ago. So that was my very first one. This skull demon head thing right there. First one ever. Started the whole journey. Let's see what else. Okay. In Maneri, I'll just pronounce it as Maneri has a question. It says, what does when the kite string pops really actually mean? The kite string pops when the kite string pop actually means whatever you want it to mean, man. That's what it means. It means that there was an album by a band called Acid Bath that recorded and titled the song When the Kite String Pops. The kite string pops, you know, you could basically, you know, it's like Dax had this big thing when, you know, it was almost like this whole abandonment thing. Like, what was there was a line in a song that I don't think I think it was Nothingness. And did you feel abandoned when they cut the umbilical cord? You know, it's almost like a reference like that. You know, when the kite string pops, what do you have left to hold on to? Nothing. You're left on Earth. So that's you know, there's lots of ways you could look at it, but you know, use your own interpretation. That's what it really means. What it actually means is what it means to you. That's the answer I can give you. All right, Lame Zoid has a great question. It says, is it healthy to listen to Celtic Frost every day? And I have to say yes. It is very healthy to listen to Celtic Frost every goddamn day. Listen to Celtic Frost several times a day. I mean, look at me. I'm the picture of health. And you know what that comes from? Listening to Celtic Frost every day. Here we go. Another question. Light Blue Tendons with the always these great questions from Light Blue Tendons. Says, what do you think about the death rock, goth rock scene? I was never really too heavily into that stuff. I know Dax was really into that stuff at one point in time, and he kind of introduced me to some of that stuff. You know, like Fields of the Nephilim. That's one of the bands that from that goth rock, death rock scene that I really liked. What else? Who else? You know, Dax was listening to a lot of Sisters of Mercy at one point, Bauhaus. That stuff was okay. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's not bad. But you know, I was never really too heavily into that kind of stuff. There is, you know, some of the later Paradise Lost stuff kind of delves into the whole death rock, goth rock kind of stuff, and that stuff is great. You know, so it's like, you know, but they're more of a metal kind of thing, which, you know, I like metal. So, you know, as far as the true death rock and goth rock stuff, you know, Fields of the Nephilim or Niflheim, or however you want to pronounce it, that's one of the ones that I, off the top of my head, that really stood out to being like, wow, this stuff is really, really good. All right. Let's see. Big Sweet got a question. Says, did you do any shows with Dissection with any band you've had? Like, unfortunately, no, I have not had the honor of doing a show with Dissection ever. Big fan of Dissection, though. Huge fan of Dissection. Storm of the Light's Bane is fucking amazing. But No, we have not played. I have not personally played with any of my bands with dissection, unfortunately. All right, Garrett Schnapp has another question. So, what's my favorite Melvin's record? And I answered this last week, and it would be either Houdini or Bullhead. Those out of those two, I can't choose one. So, yes. All right. Tara Mosh has a question. Says, what were your favorite lyrics that Dax wrote? All of them. Hope that answers your question. Let's see. What else do we have? Razel's Tree has a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to blaze through them. It says, have you ever encountered the Mothman or any other cryptoids? Nope, I haven't. Let's see. Razel's Tree asks again, have you encountered Mothman or any other cryptoids? And I said, no, I have not. Sorry. Let's see, Josh 5180 is, man, Josh, you're kicking it tonight, man. This is a great question. Any near-death experiences on tour? There's one that definitely pops into my head. So, I was playing with Crowbar at the time, and we went to Hawaii to do some shows. Okay, and we did 2 shows. We got there like on the Thursday. We did the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We had the week off in Hawaii. Then we did the following Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and came home. So during that week that we had off, the guys that brought us over there were like, we're going to go ride on the other side of the island near, like, I think it was near the Bonsai Pipeline. And we go swimming. I'm like, that sounds great. I would love to go swimming. So we get to this beach. Okay, beautiful beach. The water is clear, blue, beautiful. It's just awesome. So this was technically on tour. So we get on the beach. We all get out the van. We walk on the beach, and we're walking on this little hump right before the surf hits. We're standing there and we're just watching the water, and a wave hits that shakes the freaking ground we were standing on. Just like, BARRRR! And the earth shook. It hit so hard. And the 2 guys that we were with run and jump into the fucking water. And we all kind of look at each other and go, alright, well, how bad can it be? So, we jump into the water, start swimming, and I guess it was just a fucking random wave that was really heavy. So we didn't really think of anything. We were just following these guys. These guys are like going to town. And this is back when I was smoking like cigarettes. So I was definitely sort of kind of feeling it. You know what I mean? So I started getting kind of getting out of breath, and I realized I was in water that was over my head. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, I better turn back, because this is not going to be good. So I'm like, I'm out of breath, swimming towards the shore. So I finally get to where I can stand up, and the water's not over my head anymore. And a wave comes up behind me that was probably as big as the one that hit the shore that I was talking about. It shook the ground and picked me up, turned me over to where my legs were like this, my head was that way, picked me up, swooped me up, and slammed me head first into the fucking ocean floor. Like, hard. I'm pretty sure I had a concussion. So, all I remember is feeling the pain in my skull from hitting the fucking floor of the ocean, like extremely hard, and just kind of like losing it to where I couldn't move, and just thinking, like all I could see was blue, and I was just spinning, and all I could think was like, this is it. This is the end of your life right here. You're going to fucking drown. You're going to die. So I was underwater for a minute. It seemed like an eternity, but apparently it wasn't that long. So I finally get up, and I'm like totally disoriented. Like I got slammed hard by that wave. And I made it to shore eventually. And what was funny was like I was so out of it. I had swallowed a bunch of fucking salt water and stuff, and I got my head busted into the ocean floor. And I was like, I got to a point to where it wasn't so bad, and I was like on my hands and knees, but I had my head above water, and I was trying to reach. They had a couple of the guys that were with us that were working for a crowbar at the time that were sitting on the beach, and I was like trying to reach out to scream at them, come help me, and they're like pointing at me laughing, and I'm like getting pummeled by these waves. And finally someone said, I don't think he's joking, because I was like, apparently I was pale, and they pulled me out of the water. I went and threw up behind a bush, and yeah, that was one of the times on tour that I actually thought I was going to die. I was pretty convinced that when all I saw was blue, and I was spinning, and I had no control of my limbs, that I was just like out of it because I got slammed in the head. I was pretty sure I was done. But I wasn't, and I'm here hanging out with you guys. So that was my near-death experience on tour story, Josh, and I'm sure you're gonna put that on YouTube. So everybody that's watching on YouTube, hello, whatever. So let's take another question. All right, let's see. Man, Let's go to the bottom. There's a bunch of people hogging the questions. Let's start at the bottom. Oh, bruh. Scorched Earth Policy is a great question. It says, are there any of your influences that you'd love to work with? And yes, there are several. I would love to work with Tom G. Warrior, at least like on one song, or at least him work together on a Goatwhore song, or possibly I would like to be involved with something with him musically. Yes, that would be fantastic. I would love to see what would happen with that. Who else? Man, trying to think. That would be the only one right off the top of my head that I would really be stoked about collaborating on some music with. Everyone, that's the only one I could think of, man. But yes, I would love to do that. Let's see. We are going right here. All right, Blow Beehive. Well, Beehive's in the house. There's a question: have you checked out the Waza HM2? No, I have not checked out the Waza HM2 yet, but I'm very curious about the Boss HM2 Waza Craft. I just want to find out for myself. I'm a pedal freak, so we'll see what happens. Yes, I definitely want to check one out eventually. Let's see. Restricted Memes 21 says, what's your thoughts on the Swedish? I like Swedish people. They're very cool. There are some great Swedish bands as well. Fucking one that pops up out of my head, Avskum. Great Swedish fucking punk band. Fantastic. Watain, a great Swedish black metal band. You know, there's great Swedish bands out there all over the place. All the Swedish people that I've encountered have all been very, very, very cool. So those are my thoughts on the Swedish. Let's see. What else? Sorry, I'm scrolling to the bottom. Alright, who is this? Nico Lasp 2003. Nico Lasp 2003. He says, hey, He-Man. I'm He-Man. Where's Skeletor? Just wants to say it's a fucking pleasure to be reading my comment. Really, thank you. Let's see. I just wanted to know your thoughts, reactions to Violence Unimagined. I'm assuming Violence Unimagined, you're referring to the Cannibal Corpse record, Violence Unimagined. Yes, that record is fucking awesome. If you're a death metal fan, you deserve to go listen to this record. It's a great record. Eric Rutan destroys on that record. It feels like there's a new fire inside Cannibal Corpse now. It's a great record. Yes, Violence Unimagined, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Good stuff on that record. Let's see what else we got, bruh. Oh, bruh. Ricky Foley has a great question. Oh, bruh. Ricky Foley has a question. And it is. Are you excited for the Are you excited for the new Dark Funeral album coming out? And yes, I am. I love Dark Funeral. I saw some clips of Lord Arman fucking around with some new song ideas or possibly recording in the studio, and the stuff he was doing sounded pretty sweet. So yes, I am very excited for the new Dark Funeral record. I'm sure it's going to be very evil. Let's see what else we got, bruh. Alright. Let's see. Who's that? As a Man Thinketh. As a Man Thinketh says, who played the chimes on Greyflower? Very important question. It's not chimes. It was a guitar. That's it. Of course, it's a little bit of a cleaner tone. That's it. Yeah, you know, it's just this. You just, it's that, you know. It's a guitar. It's not chimes. All right. PRKL has a sick question. It says Ironbird or Kelly? Oh man, bruh, that's a hard question, bruh. That's a real hard question. If I had to choose, I would choose the Ironbird. Yeah, if I had to choose, I'd definitely choose the Ironbird. All right, what we got? Let's see. Let's go down take a couple more, and we'll see what's up. let's go. Sorry, there's a lot of questions tonight. All right, Josh Cobb 85 has an interesting question. So, what was your rig for funeral dirge for the rotting sun? All right, let's get into that whole thing. For the recording of the album, I guess you're talking about. It was a Randall RG 100 ES, same one that Dime used, through a Mesa Boogie oversized rectifier cabinet, the big ones that were kind of slanted on the inside, so the baffle was slanted, but the front of the cabinet was straight. So basically the front of the cabinet was straight, and on the inside it was kind of curved. The big ones had vintage 30s, Celestion vintage 30 speakers in them. That had that cabinet combination, a Boss Metal Zone to overdrive the distortion of the Randall. I forgot the settings. I think I had the gain all the way up, the distortion all the way off. I had the bass, I think, boosted, and then the treble cut. Then I had the mids crank and the mid frequency maybe around 10, 11 o'clock, maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. I had the mids crank and that mid frequency thing from 10, 11 o'clock. So I had that, and I had what I used a Jackson USA Select Warrior to record that album, and I believe it had EMG 81s. I'm pretty sure it had EMG 81s when I recorded the record. But that was it. Real simple. That was a rig for funeral dirge. Simple shit, bruh. Wasn't a big elaborate. I can't speak tonight. All right, let's go and take some other questions. S. La Rachna, my boy, got a good question. My opinions on Tim Ripper Owens' years on Judas Priest. And I will say, I think Jugulator is a great album. So, yes. I mean, I could tell you a story that really made me respect Ripper Owens. So, it was right after Hurricane Katrina. Well, right back when you could come back into the city after Hurricane Katrina. So I came home, and much to my surprise, that Judas Priest was playing in Slidell, which Slidell is about half an hour, 45 minutes away from New Orleans. Very close. So go to the show, even though it was with Ripper Owens, and this place is tiny, okay? This venue is fucking small. So Judas Priest gets on stage, and like KK Downing is like that close to me. It's fucking awesome. And Tim Ripper Owens was singing for him, and he did a fantastic job. But, you know, it was awesome. It was fucking amazing seeing Judas Priest in a club that maybe held 500 people max, if that. I would say the club maybe held 300 people max, and there was like 100 people there. It was like nobody was there. It was fucking awesome. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't awesome for Judas Priest, but it was awesome for the fans. So anyway, we were enjoying their set. They were ripping through it. It was fucking killer. And they had this guy, just a stranger, total stranger, standing next to me. And, you know, they're playing Victim of Changes. And the guy next to me kind of taps me on the shoulder and he looks at me and says in my ear, he goes, "If you close your eyes, he sounds just like the old man." And I like shut my eyes and I thought about it, and it was right. Especially on Victim of Changes, Ripper Owens that particular night sounded exactly like fucking Rob Halford. So I have nothing but respect for Tim Owens. So yeah, bro, let's take a couple more questions and see what the fuck is up, everybody. Man, y'all are very inquisitive this evening. Man, you guys. Let's see. Sorry about this. I'm just scrolling through questions. A lot of repeat questions and a lot of questions that I don't feel I want to answer. All right, let's see. Let's see. Alright, what's this? Jason, 1978. Says, favorite guitar pedals and pickups. Okay. Well, as I mentioned that earlier, my favorite pedal, as far as overdrives go, would be the Michael W. Klein Dybbuk overdrive. As far as like a delay, I would say the Michael W. Klein Lonely Ghost is a great pedal. As far as pickups go, my favorite is pretty much the Lawler DB Bridge with a 1000K pot. This pickup is fucking amazing. I can't say enough good stuff about that pickup. So, I hope that answers your question. Mr. William H. Cat has a great question. Is there any tours you turned down, I'm assuming, because the bands weren't your vibe? Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about Goatwhore. Yes, we have definitely we've definitely turned down some tours because we felt we didn't fit. So, we just felt it would have just been a waste of time for us to do the tour, because the audience that the other bands would have been on the tour would have not been interested in what we were doing. So yes, we have definitely turned down a couple of tours because the bands weren't our vibe. Yes, several actually. All right. Michael O'Donnell 283. That's a great question. It says, most fun drug you've tried in acid bath. Oh man. The most fun drug, I have two of them that I've tried that I had the most fun on. First one is Krylon spray paint. You buy it at Walmart. Spray it in a bag, you huff it. That was probably the most fun drug I've ever done. Another one is gasoline, where you just open up the gas tank and you huff the fumes from the gas. That was fun as well. So those are two for the price of one, bruh. All right, patient 85 has a great question. It says, who would be the best metal bassist in my opinion? Oh man, that is in metal, huh? Man, there are so many great bass players in metal right now. It's insane. One that really pops to mind is Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse, of course. He is an insane bass player. There was a guy that used to play in Marduk that, if you really listen to his bass playing, he's amazing. There's a bass player called B-War. I don't know if he's playing anymore with anyone, but B-War from Marduk, especially on Heaven Shall Burn, When We Are Gathered, that Marduk record, his bass playing is fucking awesome. On Nightwing as well, his bass playing on that record is fucking crazy. But yes, those are two that really pop in my head to like just being like outstanding. Like just, they might possibly not be the best, but they're outstanding bass players. Alright, so I'm getting ready to shut this shit down. We're going to take a couple of more questions. And then we're going to call it a night, bruhs. Okay, Taylor McKee Music has a great question about one of my favorite guitar players of all time. So, Taylor McKee Music asks, got any Emil Wurzler stories? Those of you who don't know who Emil is, he used to play guitar in a band called Doth. And we toured with Doth many times. And me and Emil became very good friends due to that. And, you know, Emil, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated guitarists on this planet. I mean, Emil was one of the first dudes to teach me how to play a solo. Like, who really inspired me to want to do this, to start doing solos in Goatwhore. So, I mean, Emil would just sit in front of you and just be playing just whatever. And it's just, he was so, how can I put it? He was so articulate and powerful with his playing. And now I believe he's playing with Tony McAlpine. If you don't know who Tony McAlpine is, he's this shredder guy from the 80s. Fantastic guitar player. So to keep up with Tony, you got to be pretty good. So Emil, you know, as far as any stories from Emil, man, I got tons, but none are really popping off the top of my head. You know, me and Emil have had some really good times together, but you know, he would just sit from me like just real close and just be playing. I can't even play like him, but he just taught me so much stuff that I really appreciate, and it really inspired me to start playing solos. He was one of the guys. It was him and Gary Holt, pretty much, that and James Malone from Arsis, that really inspired me to start playing solos. You know, it really pushed me to start doing them. But Emil definitely taught me a lot of awesome stuff that, you know, that things that I never thought that I could play. He taught me how to play them, you know, just technique wise, and you know, just really, he'll push you to want to play more and get better. You know, he's a very good teacher. If you guys, I don't know if he's still giving lessons, but if you have a chance to get lessons from him, I highly suggest you get a lesson from him. That guy is an amazing teacher. But yes. Let's see, who else? What else? Don't know what else, man. Let's go and see. Alright, Sinister Metal Guitars. We're going to end this fucking shit with my boy from Sinister Metal Guitars. Said, Sammy, would you mind telling us about your experience playing that Xiphos? Okay, I don't know if any of you guitar nerds are out there. We're going to talk about some guitar nerd shit. So Ibanez just released a Xiphos model, which is a very pointed, looks like a Jackson Warrior. But the new one is satin black, no inlays, everything black, stealthed out, murdered out. Fantastic guitar. So they just like released the press release thing to where this is coming. So my friends at QnA Music in QnA has one of these said Xiphoses in stock. So I went and visited my good friend Melvin at QnA Music in QnA to play this particular guitar. And you know, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you, with this guitar, because most Ibanez's, the necks are really, really thin and they're really light, and you know, it feels like an Ibanez. So I picked this guitar up, and it had some weight to it. I was like, this is a good thing. You know, this could possibly be all right. And I'm just fucking around on it and all this, switching to the pickups, messing with the knobs. Everything sounds good. The neck was very, I wouldn't say it was super chunky, but it was definitely thicker than any Ibanez I've played before. It had that Ibanez feel to where it was like super wide, but the thickness of the neck was a little bit chunkier than I expected from an Ibanez. But it seemed to be holding tune fantastic. It sounded great. And yeah, that was my experience playing the Ibanez Xiphos Iron Label, which is a new one that's coming out. Or it's out. Or it is out. I'm sorry. But yes. I played the 6-string one. And yeah, no complaints. I mean, personal taste. I could have, the action could have been a little bit lower, but that's just me. But yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad guitar. The only thing that I would complain about for that price is that it didn't come with a hard shell case. It came with a freaking gig bag. If I'm going to spend, $1,400 on a guitar, it better come with a case. So, enough of my yakking. I'm going to shut it down for the evening. Thank you guys for watching. I'd like to thank Bear Amps. Don't forget, Bear Amps. He's got this green hell pedal coming out soon. This is the prototype. Very cool pedal. Thank you, Bear, for sending this out to me to check out. Thumbs up on that. Sounds great. And that's about it. What else? Don't forget, got stuff in the eBay store under my seller's name, Medusa's Wisdom. We have some cool posters there if you guys want to go check them out. Got some rare posters in there right now. I got stuff in my Reverb store. Just search Sammy's Ritual Chamber Reverb. Google that and you'll go straight to it. I got some stuff in there. I got more stuff getting ready to come in there. Probably tonight I'm going to list some more stuff in my Reverb store. And that's about it, we start Goatwhore rehearsals in about a week for these Texas shows coming up. Very excited about this. Very excited about this. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, everybody, try to have a good week. Hope you guys had a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. I'll try to think of some cool shit to do again for next week. Yeah. So, yep, I will see you guys next Sunday at the same time. Y'all know what time it is. So, yes, keep Satan in your heart.